Welcome back, everybody, to the Micro Vlogcast. It's season 9. We're talking about Foresight's approach to sustainability. We've got some principles internally that we try to adhere to. Interdisciplinary, holistic, unbiased expertise, ROI-driven, and transparent are the 5 that we've been talking about this season, and we've been trying to lift up case studies of ways that these approaches have benefited our clients in real life. The principle today that we'll talk about is ROI-driven, this idea of profit is positive, and we don't want to skirt away from that. We actually think that all of these significant environmental efforts and initiatives that we all need to pursue, they get done faster and better when all the finance people are excited to write checks around it, right? And so, Mike, tell us the story.
Yeah, so we had a publicly traded automotive manufacturing company that wanted to set goals and wisely came to us and said, hey guys, we're going to set goals, but we think we should probably understand if we can actually achieve these goals. So that, reasonable, right? So they said, go to our biggest locations and do an energy and a waste audit. We want to set energy goals and we want to set waste reduction goals. And so we deployed our experts on site, went through the facilities, and again, mind you, they're expecting a report that comes back and says, dear client, if you spend X dollars, you can get X percentage of reductions in energy and waste. And we delivered that, but actually the waste thing was crazy. They had a very large distribution facility where I believe that it was on the order of magnitude of millions of pallets were flowing in and out of this DC every year. So a significant volume of pallets. And they had been with this pallet company for well over a decade. And what was happening is they were just not getting competitive rates on selling back used pallets, and they were also not getting competitive rates on buying pallets. So our waste expert is sitting there saying, hey, I found reduction opportunities elsewhere, but by the way, when I was looking at your pallet agreement, this is not even close to competitive. And our waste expert went into the marketplace, asked a different pallet broker in the region what they would do with that volume, and they basically came back with an offer that would result in this company saving $750,000 a year on pallet costs.
Nice.
We're talking wood. We're talking $750,000 on wood. And so anyway, great. They're like, okay, cool. We have a plan. And by the way, the financial people in there are losing their minds because they're sitting here going, well, we didn't expect you to find us $750,000 in cost saving.
Well, and I think for some of you who might be watching this, you might be wondering does Foresight do shared savings agreements? And that's why they're looking at these cost things. And the answer is only if a customer won't work with us any other way. We have barely 1% of our engagements are tied to shared savings. We do things for our customers on a fee basis. They ask us for outcomes and expertise. We give them a quote. We deliver the work. And this example is above and beyond what we were being paid to do. And so all of that financial benefit was for the customer. And we're motivated to, because this is one of our principles, to look at these other things because it's the best thing for the customer and not because, oh, by the way, we found them $750,000 and now we get to charge them $375,000 a year in exchange, which I think is a cool layer to the story, right? We're doing this because it's the right thing to do.
And they came in expecting a sunk cost, right? I'm going to pay you money and you're going to help me build a strategy. And we did that. But then also, by the way, we found savings orders of magnitude larger than the cost that they paid us. And so then that's really exciting when you're in finance. And to your point, it ends up helping us build a really long-term partnership with that client.
And that's actually typically the norm. I don't know if you know the percentage, Mike, but how many clients or percentage of clients actually find more savings than we charge them?
Oh,
I'd love to hear that figure.
It's got to be more than half.
Oh, easily. There's some product sustainability work that is more certification based, but I mean, think about every single customer, probably every single customer that's ever engaged us on anything related to energy. And by way of that carbon GHG stuff, when we get people's carbon emission data to do those calculations, we're looking at the cost data, whether they're asking us to or not, because we know we can drive value. I bet 90% of customers that we've ever worked with we've driven more money back to them than what they paid us to do.
And that's a really good point, because that's something we see often that's a little bit sad, is when you see a client who uses some other software or some other approach to sustainability, and they come to us and they provide their data and they have great energy data or great waste data, and I go, do you have any cost data? And they go, oh, we didn't collect it. Either that software doesn't have that field or we didn't collect it. And it's like, you're just missing out on so much value there. So if you're going to spend the time to collect the data, collect all the pieces, because there's a lot of financial opportunities to not only be more sustainable in this case, but now they found that extra resources. They were able to get started on their sustainability journey even faster with that found.
And talk about getting multiple stakeholders inside of an organization excited about the work.
Spot on.
You know, finance people are going to be excited when it's, less than 1 month ROIs on the work, on the consulting work. So anyways, that's our ROI driven principle and how we approach sustainability. And we'll see you next time.